Hello Year 7 families. I am Kate Esler, the head of Year 7. It has been absolutely wonderful getting to know your children over these opening days of Year 7 and getting to meet so many of you already. This is an opportunity for me to talk through what that sort of step into Year 7 looks like in a little bit more detail now that we've got sort of those opening days sort of underway. So I'll be talking a little bit about sort of what to expect as a parent from sort of this journey with your son or daughter through Year 7. We acknowledge the Bunurong and Bunurong people of the Kulin Nation as the traditional owners and custodians of the land on which we meet, teach and learn. We pay our respects to their elders and young people of past, present and future generations, and to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples. You have had the opportunity to meet your child's mentor teacher already at our pastoral interviews, and I know that those conversations are a really valuable way of beginning the year and forming that connection with the person who will be a key conduit between home and school throughout the year. The homeroom session, which is called Period X on your child's timetable, occurs every day after lunch from 1:40 until 2:15, except for on Tuesdays where students have sport in Year 7. The Period X calendar includes lots of different activities throughout the year that are a really important part of forming that rich pastoral program. It does include year level and middle school assemblies, an opportunity to celebrate student achievements and to share sort of key messages with the year level. We have many opportunities throughout the year for connection building opportunities. And in the early days, they are of course those getting to know you activities, but also lots of other opportunities throughout the year to create a set of shared experiences and memories. There is a dedicated session each week as part of the Period X calendar for homework and academic support. So that enables the mentor to be able to be checking in with individual students, providing students some time to be working on sort of their home learning tasks and for academic and organisational support to be provided where required. The house system is also another wonderful part of the Year 7 experience. We do have house meetings sometimes during our Period X sessions where the heads of house staff gives them the opportunity to be able to talk through the upcoming events that students have an opportunity to be a part of. At different points throughout the year, the Period X program may also include some competitions, year level challenges, those wonderful opportunities just to engage in the year level in a fun and different way. The Period X program does also include sort of opportunities for mindfulness and just to take sort of that moment to settle throughout sort of their busy days, and for organisational support around things like locker sort of clean out, IT check-ins, organising files, all those sorts of things. A common thread throughout the Period X program, right throughout the college, is the PDP sessions. And this is the personal development program, which focuses on social emotional concepts that are relevant to the age and stage of the students. In Year 7, for example, we might explore concepts such as identity, relationships, respect, mental fitness, character strengths, and more. Acknowledging that Year 7 is that sort of point of transition into secondary school, we also are incredibly fortunate to have a wonderful peer support program within Period X sort of program that I'll talk a little bit about later. Periodically throughout sort of the year, the Year 7 students also attend a chapel with our wonderful chaplain, Reverend Watkins, who is really able to hone in on some key ideas and messages and connect those sort of back to the current experiences of our Year 7 children. So the mentor does help to look after your child's pastoral needs throughout the year, and they will be in touch with you at different points to check in and discuss their progress. If you have sort of any queries about sort of Year 7, your child's mentor can be your first point of contact. However, if you do have specific questions around academic subjects or classwork, for example, you're wanting to check in with a question around your child's sort of French homework or whatever it may be, it would be the French teacher that you're best to reach out to directly. And all of that information can be found on STL Link. We do encourage, as part of developing that student independence, that it is the students who are initiating sort of that contact with teachers where it is appropriate for them to do so. Year 7 is a huge year, and for each Year 7 student, it is the one and only time that they will have the experience of being in Year 7. However, we have had the experience of seeing many students move through this transition into secondary school. And whilst it is absolutely sort of a big transition, there are sort of a set of common experiences that are helpful to be aware of in navigating this stage. So in our experience, here are some things that are common to notice along the Year 7 journey. One of those things is around sort of end of term or end of semester exhaustion. So the college does run a busy academic and co-curricular program which provides students with such a wonderful array of experiences. And it is to be expected that towards the end of the term, they may begin to become tired and as a result more emotional. So using term breaks as that opportunity to reset and refresh, and remembering that end of term problems may seem huge compared to the start of term. So whether it's the not being able to find the handout or not sort of sure where the resource might be or a friendship niggle, often those sort of concerns will feel much bigger to students at the end of term, and often they come back sort of from a holiday break feeling much more sort of positive and able to navigate those sorts of challenges. So associated with Year 7 is also those times of overwhelm and big emotions. So just like starting prep, new teachers, new classrooms, new friends can lead to big emotions. There's the early stage of transition, that initial sort of settling in period, but then there's also lots of new experiences throughout the year. The first sort of round of assessments, the first time sort of leading towards the end of semester where lots of sort of big projects may be on the go at the same time, the first attempt at sort of engaging with some particular co-curricular activities. So at these times, small things can often tip the scales and some minor meltdowns are common throughout Year 7. Of course, if these emotions are extremely negative, ongoing or concerning, please do reach out to your child's mentor, head of year or the counselling team for extra help or advice. Navigating changing friendships is also a key theme throughout Year 7. Many students have come into Year 7 with existing connections, and there are also students who are coming in without having sort of existing connections at the college. Regardless of this, what we do find in Year 7 is that students form a range of different connections, and these connections can sort of evolve and change throughout the year, whether this is in Year 7 or sort of as they move through the different stages of middle school. When these sort of natural shifts happen, it can feel sort of both unsettling and upsetting. Encouraging participation in a wide range of co-curricular activities can really help with getting to know lots of people. Similarly, that experience of being able to work with lots of different people across their subject classes. Encouraging weekend activities and after-school hangouts will help to solidify any new friendships in these early stages of the year. Stress and pressure can be another theme that can pop up during Year 7. Perfectionism, anxiety, and unhelpful self-talk is very common during these teenage years. And one of the real ways that you can support this at home is by reducing pressure on grades and changing the focus to be on growth, learning and social connectedness. Through supporting this growth mindset, maintaining that balance of physical activity, screen breaks and healthy social connections, this can be a really important part of contributing to your child's overall well-being in Year 7. So Year 7 is a year where there are lots of wonderful firsts and lots of fabulous experiences throughout. But as with any change or big transition, Some of these sort of experiences are common at different points throughout sort of the year level for many students, and it can be helpful to be aware of these as a parent. The peer support program is a wonderful part of Year 7 at St Leonard's. It is run by a selection of Year 11 leaders who work closely with our Year 7 students across the year. Beginning at the end of Term 1, peer support sessions are run during Period X and cover a wide range of different topics. This could include friendships, finding balance, managing emotions, online life, all the varied sort of questions and experience that come up for our Year 7 students across the year. We find that it's a really valuable opportunity for Year 7 students to ask questions and build relationships with peers who have recently gone through sort of the middle school experience themselves. Our peer support leaders also work with the students on different ways to be an upstander at school. This involves discussing common scenarios that students may encounter and to workshop a range of ways to respond and demonstrate the values of a St Leonard's College student. Our peer support leaders take huge pride in being a source of support for our new Year 7 students, and that's within the formal Period X sessions, but also when they see them out in the yard. Our Year 7 students also benefit from the guidance of our Year 10 Outdoor Education Department leaders during their camp in Term 1. If this is your first child going through secondary school, it can be difficult to know what lies ahead. Even if you have been a Year 7 parent before, of course you haven't parented this child through Year 7, and the experience can vary significantly from child to child. It is common to have lots of questions through this stage, those early transition questions, but also questions that come up at different points throughout the year. Here are some of our tips for parenting a Year 7 student through this stage of their secondary schooling. One tip is to reduce your own stress around Year 7 and to try, wherever possible, to be that calm, grounding force in your child's life. As part of this, acknowledging that you can't solve every problem for them as they move into this stage of secondary schooling and increased independence. Part of school is experiencing failure sometimes and learning how to bounce back independently. Navigating high school is a skill or a set of skills, and you cannot do this for your child. Of course, that supportive approach in the background, helping to guide them to develop their own set of skills around these areas, is a really important part at this stage as well. Transition and high school is a mixed bag. Changing friendships, academic stress, tricky situations, all of these things can come at different points across the year, and this is all a part of the process. Your most important job in Year 7 remains being patient, loving, and supporting them as they navigate this stage of their journey towards greater independence. The Year 7 mentor team, subject teachers, and I look forward to working alongside you to guide your children through this first year of their secondary school journey. I'm sure there's going to be lots of wonderful moments along the way that we look forward to celebrating with you, and we are also here to support throughout sort of the inevitable wobbles that will occur on any new adventure.